Okay, so at this volume, it should be fine. I'm double checking my audio levels and it looks to be all good. Okay, so with that out of the way, welcome to the ZZZ Omlog for the month of February. I did not do one for the month of January, and originally I had a version of this recorded shortly before 2.6 went live. I actually have it sitting on my drive, but I decided that I would delay it instead because I wanted to do something different for this omlog. I wanted to start talking about the Zenless Zone Zero story indeed, because otherwise I couldn't really think of a decent way to like spread my thoughts on what I thought about the story and such, because I don't like using Twitter to spread my thoughts about things. I find that Twitter is like really, really annoying to engage with generally, and you just get like a lot of mean people who either have to shit on your opinion or who just genuinely disagree with you and want to make that your problem. And I kind of don't like actually showcasing my opinion on Twitter for that reason. Um, while I go through this, I'm probably going to find something low effort to do. I probably will just do some BS deadly assault runs. Yeah, I'll probably do deadly assault because I can talk while playing deadly assault generally. Oh wow, my ranking went up. It wasn't 3.92 before. Okay. Anyway, since I wanted to talk about story, I decided to do it in a video format so I could put my thoughts out there before anyone could like hammer me or make fun of me and made my thoughts any different than they actually were. So I wanted to do that first, and then it will just be basic account showcasing, like the monthly account checkup essentially. So first things first, let's talk about the story. So I do have a little bit of setup that we need to do beforehand, before we start. I'm gonna make sure my characters are correctly geared for this.
I'll show you my real value this time.
Um, okay, so to begin with, I originally played Zone Zone Zero for Ellen Joe, this character over here. I was
Do
originally
I
not
really
planning on
need to
playing the
take
game
this
at all
class?
because I already played Grand Blue Fantasy as my gotcha choice, but I liked Ellen's design, and I was like, you know what, I'll just pull for her because apparently it's a Hoyo game, and unlike in Grand Blue, it's not like a pain in the ass in order to get the featured character. So I was like, okay, I'll play for her, I'll get her, and I'll get her Wenjin, and then we'll see what happens from there. And from there,
Anything
I
up at
realized
8?
that I actually
I'm
liked
so
a lot of
tired.
1.0 story. I found it very fun to engage with, and I thought it was a very cool world that they set up, and I liked a lot of the story. I did not really care for the gameplay for Zenless Zone Zero for a very long while. Originally, the thing that was keeping me on this game was I just liked main story quests. I was one of those people that like I was a casual essentially. This game was my side thing when I got mad and um Melty Blood, and I decided to take it more seriously starting I believe in like 1.8, 1.7. Yeah, around there after Hugo released. I didn't really care much for optimizing my drive disk until I saw a video of Kate doing a VOD review, not a VOD review, an account review of someone. I was like, yo, um, I have an Ellen and she feels kind of weak. Maybe the reason she feels weak is because my equipment is wrong. So I decided to do that instead,
Do I really need to
and I'll
take this
take
class?
start going through my account and start fixing up
Need
everything.
something? Go ask my colleagues.
And that's how my account's
Is it
like
time to
that.
clock out?
But back to the point of the story. So, I really enjoyed 1.0. I really enjoyed the 1.x
I am the
patches.
Eye of Obel.
I pretty much like every single character from 1.x. There's not a single character in 1.x I actually actively dislike, like at all. And like yeah, I really enjoyed the stories too. I think my least favorite story from 1.x, if I had to choose one to like give them the boot, is I kind of thought I really struggled to pick out a single story that I disliked because I liked all of them generally. But I guess it would have to be agent story
This is
actually, because there
Hecate. I'll
were
protect you
some
from
stinker
anything.
agent stories that, in my personal opinion, I like Rina and
Oh,
Nekomata's agent
asset
stories
confirmed.
were
Preparing
like
to move out.
fine-ish, but like as character things, that I didn't really like them. It's like it's much more of like a, oh, why are they here as opposed to literally any other character. Like any other character, is nice enough that they would take this commission and they'd fill a similar role in this story. So I don't understand why they're here as opposed to someone else. Let's start playing the game while I look over. Like, this gameplay is gonna be asked, by the way, because I'm mostly, the whole point of this is like the story explanation, my thoughts on the story. So there'll be timestamps for this. And normally I'm super duper lazy with descriptions, but I will actually create a timestamp as soon as possible for this. So while I liked all of 1.x, I also need to explain right now that I'm not of the majority who don't really like the 2.x theming in areas. I also really like 2.x. I enjoyed 2.0. I think 2.0 is very clearly like the weakest patch. That's not how you start this team. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to change the order of this team in all my shit. So I start on Trigger first because I keep forgetting to switch to her at the start. Anyway, what was I saying? 2.x, yeah. So a lot of people do not like Wi-Fi Peninsula and they think it is lame. I am of the opinion that I really liked Wi-Fi. Like, I think I enjoyed 1.x story slightly more in general, but I think 2.x had higher highs for me. Like, that's my personal opinion. Like, I really liked where is teams more? I really liked 2.1. Yeah, that was the Allison User Hub patch. I really like that story. And 2.6, the story that I'm about to talk about after I'm done all this preamble, is easily probably one of my favorite patches that this game has story-wise. I also have the very unpopular opinion that I really enjoyed 2.5 as a story. Like, most people do not have that opinion because they think 2.5 is dog shit. And while I think that's kind of a bit of an over exaggeration, I understand why they feel that way. 2.5 had a couple of issues, and if it didn't crit for you, like, I've kind of figured out that upon listening to more people talk about 2.5, that if 2.5 hits one of your sore spots, then you'll feel like it's complete and utter dog shit. And it's like there's like no real way to fix that, really. Like, 2.5 has a couple of like structural issues. Like, the first thing first is 2.5 is super duper long. Like, it's in 10-hour story quests. And I was like, I'm a slow story reader. It took me literally like 12 hours. I played it like 4 hours like the night before, and then I spent like 8 hours playing it the morning of, and I had to literally cut off. I had to start mashing to the end of the quest because I had to go out someplace to get my glasses for this year. So it was like super duper long for like. I feel like it most definitely should have been like an agent story. Like, we got a Yeshin Guang agent story before she was playable at like maybe 2.3 or something. I feel like 2.3 would be a perfect time to introduce such an agent story. Bruh. I'm so bad at Sambi. 2.3 probably would have been the best time to introduce Ye Guang as a character in the story via an agent story or some sort of like story event. Or maybe like one of those like big patch events like they did for Yadhari and the Angels, where there's like a huge event that takes up for like the majority of the patch and gives a bunch of clones so that people actually, play the event. Like, whatever. There's another issue with the event in which it doesn't really address the fact that Yishin Guang has like a brother who, like, it does address that fact, but it doesn't do it very well. Like, when we see her memories, like, there's a part in the event where we go into her memories and we see her valuable moments. I feel like it doesn't take enough time to establish that her brother is a person that she really cares about. Like, she says that her brother is a person that she really cares about, and you can probably like infer, like, it's not like it's some like huge reach that she cares about her brother or some shit. But I feel like in that part where we go into her memories, it would have been much better if we actually, saw Yeshin Guang's thoughts about like the people that she works with and shit. There are some other structural issues. I should probably not be playing the game while. You know what? Fuck it. I'm not gonna play the game while I talk about story. I can do playing the game for something else. There were some other structural issues with 2.5, mainly that if you don't like romance, or if you thought that the romance between Yashin Guang and the proxy was too rushed, you would not like 2.5 at all. I am a big sucker for romance. I don't think that's very obvious, but I do really enjoy reading romance stories and novels and books and webtoons. I read all this sorts of romance in my free time. So I got credit by it. I really like the romance, but Sawara, one of my good friends, he didn't really like the romance because he thought it felt too rushed, and that's a very common opinion across the community that the romance felt too rushed. And like I can't really defute that because they kind of just did like they did one super long story quest instead of like spacing it out over the course of like maybe 2 months. I feel like again, if she was released shortly beforehand in like 2.3, or we saw more of her in 2.1, no 2.0, because that's when she first showed up. But yeah, but if we saw more of her earlier, I feel like this would have like alleviated the issues. I think a lot of it is just like, oh, we really, really want her to do well. So we're going to make a huge patch that has her entire story so that you ideally like her and then you pull for her. And I did end up liking her and pulling for her. And now she's one of my favorite characters, but like it didn't work for a lot of people. A lot of people now really, really hate Ishin Guang. But that might just be Twitter, giving a voice to the minority who's super duper loud and annoying. But from what I hear and read on both the Reddit and my friend groups, a lot of people do not really like Yeshin Guang. There are people who do really, really love her, but they're not like as vocal about it as the people who hate her. So with that out of the way, and the fact that a lot of people did not like 2.2, 2.3, I don't really get why people didn't like 2.2. I thought 2.2 was kind of good outside of like shelving Isolde like really really fast and exploit kind of ending the Exaltus threat a little bit too soon if you ask me. I think they probably could have been kept on for like another season at most. But I think most of 2.x stories were really good and in the same vein of 1.x story. But a lot of people just think of it as like cultivation China a slop, and they don't really like 2.x stories at all, which is kind of unfortunate to me because I really like them. So when we came back to Street, I didn't really care much for the return to form, I guess, of the aesthetic of Sixth Street because that's not exactly why I played this game. I just actually like the characters themselves and all the characters I introduced in 2.x I liked. But I was not expecting to like the Angels of Delusions as characters because despite me really liking romance, I'm not a really big fan of the cute girls do cute things genre. I'm just going to exit this combat because I'm not going to be able to play and talk at the same time because I'm apparently incapable of doing that, unfortunately. Right. So cute girls doing cute things is a pretty common genre generally, and it's super duper popular. Like Tasha Bana, K-On, all that shit. I don't like it. I think it's boring. I have attention issues, and I think that if you're not showing me a romance, if you're not showing me action, that then I'm out. 1.3 seconds. Like I'm generally not a big fan of idol groups either, because I find a lot of VTuber fans really really weird, and while I don't dislike any VTubers, I'm not like an anti VTuber or whatever. I just a lot of the ways some of those VTubers act, especially the western ones, are like kind of racist. Like I have black skin, so like excuse me for being a little bit of a um give a funny look to people who really like VTubers, I guess. But like I didn't hold that against them, so it's not like I dislike them coming off the bat. I just not expected to not give a shit about them and to just like enjoy the story for what it was. And for the record, for 2.6, even though I think it's easily like I liked 2.5 more because I liked the characters in 2.5 more, but 2.5 has some structural problems that even I have to point out as an avid enjoyer of 2.5. I think 2.6 is easily like one of the best story events that Zenless has done in a while. Like, god damn, it's way better than like 2.2 was like really close, especially with the Seed story. I think the Seed agent story is easily the best story that they've written for 2.x, like in general. But as a main story quest patch and like the follow up event, which is this event, the Harmony of Delusions event, I think this is like the easiest 1-2 punch of like good writing for a main story quest and good writing for the event. Like people hate 2.5 so much that they don't really admit themselves that Sword Seeker Chronicles was like pretty damn amazing writing wise. Like people, you don't really hear that much about this event because most people really did not like Yeshin Guang as a character, but I think it had really good writing, and it's like this is like just as good as Sword Seeker Chronicles, but it's like appending a story that's just slightly better, I think. The story did its job, and it made me actually like the Angels of Illusions as characters. I don't really like them as idols though. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me, but I always find idol shit a little cringe. I know I play gotcha games. I play Japanese shit. I play anime stuff, and I like drawing anime. So it's like it's kind of hypocritical of me to not to think idols are a bit too much, but I just do. I'm sorry. So I kind of didn't really care much for the idol storyline. I just treated it as like some looming threat or a golden carrot for the characters to chase. But I actually did end up liking the Angels of Delusions as characters, which is something I was not actually expecting from the story at all. I was expecting a basic idol self-contained story that was fine but wouldn't move me. And while I did get some of that, because like I just said, the idol part of the story I did not really give a shit about. The characters themselves and the way they interact with the wider world of Zenless Zone Zero was something I was not expecting, even though I should have been expecting it, because the reason I play ZZZ is because like the story really made me like it with how each character and faction that's introduced interacts with older factions or newer factions or new members of old factions. And this 2.6 story had a lot of that sort of faction intermingling that I really liked from Zone Zero. Um, Also, this 2.6 story brought up a lot of cool threads that will likely see expansion in both 2.7 and 3.0. We're also expecting a 2.8 likely, but I don't know if 2.8 story will be a big deal or not. You probably won't know because of the fact that the leakers are all getting shot, but more on that later. Um, the whole like intelligent construct stuff, like the whole like people, some people have the dangerous belief that intelligent constructs are like inherently dangerous because one virus is all that's capable of making them monsters again or something like that. That was very interesting. I probably should have expected that, and there have been hints of intelligent constructs not being treated the way they should be in the story, but like it's never been like the main center of a quest, and the fact that it was brought up as such a main portion of this part of the quest, even though this is supposed to be the happy wind down quest of the patch, made me kind of interested to see where they will take it in the future. I think it could, like if they I think 3.0, especially with Sunbringer being the creator of Bang Boos and her floating island having to do a lot with Bang Boos and maybe future intelligent constructs, I think it will likely continue to explore this currently upbrought intelligent construct stuff. And if it does, I will be super duper interested in what they do in the near future for intelligent construct nonsense, because I really liked what they showed so far, like how intelligent constructs are like they essentially introduced a new villain named, well, not new because he showed up in 2.5, but they further expand on yokai as one of the four great AIs, similar to Fairy, and his whole deal is that he wants intelligent constructs to rise up against humanity and to make humanity scared of intelligent constructs. He essentially wants to incite a race war, which is kind of funny because there are still literally zero black people in this game, zero black people NPCs, zero black playable characters unless you count Megamata, and I don't. Like, you know, on one hand, China, like, like on one hand, China. Like this is the literal darkest character in this game. Like, come on, bro, be for real. She's like barely any darker than Korn, dude. Fuck off. But like, regardless, Yokai's whole deal is trying to start a race war, and the whole story is about how like the Angels of Delusion start like trying to do the idol cute girls do cute things parts in order to get better um at their craft and to set up their first live concert at 404. I don't really care much about seeing 404 as a place. Let me quickly pull it up in 6th Street. I think it's cool, but I don't really care that much when they expand old areas like this. There's probably something in me that's broken because I probably should find this more cooler than it is. I like a lot of the interactions you can do here, like the fact you can see a lot of your characters like like old characters like Ellen. You can see Jane and Seth and Haramasa here. I think that part's cool. I don't really care much for idols though, so I don't like give much of a shit about the wait kill time to see his show or whatever.
I don't think I'll ever forget the Angels of Delusion.
But then there's
In this
I do
lifetime.
kind of like the teasers for potential playable characters. Like I don't think the forecasters are ever going to be playable, but this dude on the wall might possibly be payable in the future. Potentially, you know, maybe. Um, what was I talking about? Right, so Yokai is big villain. He tries to start a race war, which is kind of ironic because Chinese game, and yeah, the stuff they do with that and the stuff they set up with that, even though it's barely touched on here, if it gets further elaborated in future patches, I think this will still be a good patch, even if you discount the fact that that was like the main threat of this patch. Like even if you discounted that from the patch, I think this patch was still really well written and got me to care about the Angels of Delusion. Arya, Suna, and Nangong. I really relate to Suna. Originally, I was going to pull Suna for meta reasons because I want to free up Dylan for my Yishinguang team. I like playing attackers. I like playing Xu Wan. I like playing Ellen. I like playing Evelyn. I can't play Harumasa, so I literally have it built, like completely built. Like you can see, like I use either Sambi's Wenjin or like Brimstone on him. Like I literally have him built with like decent subs, but like if I find the Brimstone equip, yeah, so like he has decent subs and decent stat lines because like I use him with Nicole generally, so his crit rate's fine because considering 25 you get from Nicole, but I've literally not even bothered uncapping him because I'm so bad at playing him. And nowadays you normally use Sanby. I will probably learn how to play him eventually, but I want to finish learning how to play Mono Ice first. Regardless, well, back to the main part. Originally, I was pulling Suna for like pure meta reasons and to free up my Dylan so I could use her with more attackers. And now I'm actually pulling her because I like her, which is a big improvement and probably, you know, the whole point of the main story quest, you know, to make you to give a shit about characters you would otherwise not pull. Currently, I have not pulled her, but we'll talk more about that in the actual part where I talk about the gameplay. See, I'm so bad at this story nonsense, dude. This video is already 20 minutes long, and we've only gone through half of my thoughts on the story. Man, I'm kind of good at yapping, I guess, but I'm not really good at, like, I literally have a whole ass notepad written down of what I need to talk about. This video is literally going to be an hour long now. Unfortunate. So back to 2.6 and back to why I like Suna. I really like Suna says something that really resonated with me with how like she's like the main idol of the group, right? But like she's kind of not good at it because she's originally a songwriter who got dragged onto the stage by Nangong and Arya, right? Because Arya is a robot who is really good at singing, and she used to do her she used to do Cecilia's job of singing back when Cecilia was considering retiring, and yada yada yada, and a whole bunch of other nonsense. Negong's just a natural prodigy at singing, but Suna's not as good at singing, and she's not as good at dancing, but she gets up on stage because she likes it, but then she says some line when she's really mad at Negong that's like, you know, in all my time that I spent on stage, I've never really liked it because I'm kind of just dog shit at it. And it's like, holy shit, that's how I feel on H-Kkohaku. That's literally how I feel on H-Kkohaku sometimes. Like, oh my god, I spent all this time on this character that I don't even like playing. Like that was such a mood. And if like the way she overcomes that feeling of like, man, I've wasted so much time doing something to be that I kind of don't like to be completely mid at, even though you know in your heart of hearts that you actually do like it. Like it actually, it crit. Like I never felt like normally when I see characters in this game, it's not like, oh that's so me. It's normally, man, that's such a cool character. I would like that to be me, but that's not me. But like when Senna said that, it was like holy shit. It's like they listened to me being mad on H-Kkohaku after I lose to Skeleton or some shit, and that's something I would say. And now like I really like Senna. Now she's my favorite member of the Angels of Delusions by like landslide. Even though I like Ningong's design better, but I'm not pulling the other two for primarily for pull reasons, and I'm not made of money, and I don't want to spend any more money on this game right now. But yeah, so that was the main thing that got me to like Sana. But when it comes to Arya, they kind of use her as a vehicle to explain the whole intelligent construct stuff and how intelligent constructs interact and live alongside humans as both like friends and stuff, and to discuss the pain points of such a like, because they're machines at the end of the day. While they're machines with feelings, they have like they're made out of completely different stuff compared to humans and Thyrans in this world. So they use her as a vehicle to showcase how like Arya is a machine built for war, yada yada yada. She got disbanded, but then she heard her teacher singing, and she decided that, yo, I want to sing instead of kill people, and then she started singing, and blah 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 blah. Now she's Arya, and while that story didn't hit me that much, I thought it was fine. I liked it, and I liked the way she interacted with yokai. I liked the way she interacted with the other characters in the main story quest, so I thought it was cool. Nangong Yu is funny, and I expect that she's going to have a really cool agent story. Like right now, we know very little about Nangong Yu other than the fact that she's like really, really good at being an idol, and she's the leader of the Angels Delusion. And she originally only did this job because she thought it was the right thing to do, because she thought it important to get Suna on stage and to have Arya be an idol. So she's primarily originally doing this for the two of them, but then she realizes that, oh wait, I actually like being an idol at the end of the day. So she decides to do it she decides to be passionate about it as well. But her passion is very different than the other two. Also, she has that weird scar on her back that I expect 2.7 to be a crazy patch. I don't expect it to be high key, but I expect it to be crazy with like lore bombs and shit. And I expect to have an agent story, because we've literally not gotten an agent story since, I believe, Lucia. Yeah, I think it was Lucia was our last agent story. Let me quickly check. Let me check the video archive real quick on agent stories. But I'm pretty sure Lucia was our last agent story in 2.2 or 2.3. Yeah, it was Lucia. So I expect her to get like the newest one. Like they've kind of stopped doing as many agent stories as I'd like, which is unfortunate because it kind of creates like weird situations, like Orphe's story. Like Orphe is like my favorite season 2 character, but like a big part of her lore is kind of like just dumped on you in the middle of the 2.2 quest, and it's so weird. I literally laughed when we got her explanation and backstory in the middle of the quest because it was so random. Like, in my opinion, was like, oh, holy shit, Orphe, why are you telling me this now? I barely know you. My character barely knows you. Weiss doesn't know you like that. He doesn't fuck with you like that. Why are you telling him this? And then you learn more about her backstory in like her fucking wish events. I have still yet to do all my wish events. I'm literally going to spend most of tomorrow going like, apparently you get a lot more lore on each and every single character in these. I've literally not bothered with these yet, but I have to do it because I have like 20 pulls left in here. So I gotta do that in order to pull for Sana. So like, there's that. But anyway, it kind of felt like the Zenless Zone Zero story has not been using the use of agent quests as well as it could have, but I figure that's because of the huge shift in like development decision when they decide to get rid of like the TV mode. I figured like getting rid of TV mode kind of like reduced the ability to make agent quests, because they kind of infringe on the main story quest design for how stories are delivered to the player now. So I kind of like went a little easier on that. But I expect Nangong Yu to have a really good one that makes me like her more. Because originally, based off design alone, I liked Nangong Yu the most, but now I like Senna more. But I expect after the story to like Nangong Yu maybe just as much as Senna, or maybe even more. Still won't pull for her, and we're about to go over why the story recap and my explanations of the story, my opinions on the story, is kind of running a bit long, but whatever. I explained most of my thoughts on the story, like what I liked and what I disliked. I think I did it pretty clearly. Let me go through my notes one last time. Okay, there was one thing I did not talk about yet, but I'm going to quickly go through it real quickly. I said way earlier that one of the things I really like about the Zone Zero story is the faction interactions. Like that this story had a lot more of those in a way that I like. Man, it is dark as I can barely see my face. Oops. I don't care though. Um anyway, this patch had Zhu Yuan, one of my favorite characters. Like my favorite character is Ellen, but like Zhu Yuan is easily like top 10. But like it had her interact with a new character, Promea, and I really like Promea's design. First off, her design got leaked and it became kind of popular to shit on her because it got leaked in the day before. Like when you do the pre-download, a lot of the story assets are in the pre-download stuff already, and then some of it's like updated in live. So we saw a little bit of her design or her model before we were supposed to. People didn't like her design. I really liked it, but like I'm not the guy you go to judge how well a design is. So let's not talk much about that. But I liked the way that she interacted with the MC. Her interaction with Wise was interesting. Like she wanted to kill us off the bat, and I was like, oh cool, maybe we'll get like Eve threatened to be this sort of character, but she's like a goody two shoes at heart, or maybe like she's good. She wanted to be good, but like she was just good person in a bad situation, right? She's like what I kind of thought Eve would be, but I want to see how she interacts with the proxy, and I assume 2.8. I assume that she's going to come out in 2.8 because like 2.7 is probably Nangong Yu, and like I'm assuming Sisia, but yeah. I want to see how the rest of Tops interacts with the proxy. Like we have a pretty good relationship. I like the I like the relationship between Zhao and the proxy in 2.5 a lot. That's one of my favorite parts of that quest. So the way the rest of Krampus interacts with Weiss and Bell is something interesting to me. And I really like Promea's get it done attitude. But the part of the story that I really liked was when Zhao was dealing with Zhu Yuan. I found that part to be really fun. Like we're friends with both, but we can't really do anything about the situation because there are messy faction alliances at play. And that's my favorite part of ZZZ's world and story so far because it has such a huge cast, but it's so willing to make sure that none of them leave the spotlight for too long unless your name is like, I don't know, I guess Bellabog. Kaleda herself has not shown up in a lot of events. We see a lot of Grace and we see a lot of Anton, but we have not seen Kaleda a lot herself, which is unfortunate. But like other than her, like I'm pretty sure every single character has been like brought back in like the main story quest or like in a major event at least once or at least several times generally. Like Ellen gets shoved into like fucking everything. But yeah, I think that's it for the story. We talked about why I liked 2.6 so much, and we talked about why I liked all of 2.x, and we talked about my reasonings and stuff. Like there are some bad stuff about the Zone Zero story. First things first, no black people. That's always a minus. I'm a black guy. Like, bro, where's my representation? Y'all got robots in there before black people? Like that's crazy. Jokes aside, there is like 2.5 had like some of the biggest issues. Like people complain that sometimes that the characters are like, you know, um MC shipping, like that sort of stuff. Like the characters are so weirdly in love with the main character. I don't really see that like ever. Like some people will say it, but I'm like I don't really see it in like 80% of the interactions. But in 2.5, Yeshin Guang with the proxy like Wiser Bell, yeah, yeah, that was like waifu bait 1 billion. Like again, I like romance, so it was fine with me. And also, she's like the only character they did it for in like 2.x. But like, oh, if you don't like that sort of shit, you would hate 2.5 so much. A lot of people did. Um, there are some actual like other structural issues. I talked about 2.5's issues way earlier already, so I'm not going to go to it again. I think most of 2.x, like 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, there are like very minor issues that you could take like actual issue with. I don't really like the complaint that the Chinese setting doesn't fit in this postmodern future because I find it, I don't know, like I'm typically a Japanese gacha game player, so this is like my first ever Hoyo game or first Chinese game. So like the insistence that it can't be too Chinese because it doesn't mesh with the setting kind of feels weirdly racist, but I don't know if it is racist. I don't, but maybe if I played HSR, my opinion would be different because I have not played HSR. Again, this is my first Hoyo game, and I typically don't play stuff with the Chinese settings. Like normally when I play Chinese setting games, it's like Japanese LARPing as Chinese, not actual Chinese games. I found what Phallium Heights really cool, and I liked Wayfair Peninsula, but a lot of people didn't. I don't know why. Maybe it's because a lot more people came from HSR than I did, but like I liked the setting and I liked the change of pace. Like I guess people wanted it to be postmodern, future-ish, like nondescript East Asian postmodern future for like the whole thing, but I liked the difference in culture across this post-apocalyptic world. I thought it was cool. A lot of people don't share my opinion though. Like I do get some issues like with the character design, but I liked all the 2.x designs. But I'm a straight black male, so like I probably should not be like guy who thinks with his dick should probably not be who you go to just to discuss character designs of women in gacha games. Like like I like Zhao. I literally like every single 2.x unit. I do think Bon Wei got like shafted because I definitely probably would have pulled him if he was not right after Bailan and right before Yashin Guang. That was literal fucking demon timing. Why the fuck is he on that banner? And why was his banner only 12 days, right? So that's it for story, I think. I don't know. I think this was kind of fun to get all my thoughts out loud, even though they were kind of rambly. I do need to write 36 minutes. Holy shit, I talked for so long about this. Anyway, let's talk about the actual account stuff, like the stuff that this Omlog shit is designed for. First things first, let's go to polls. I actually have, um, thanks to the power of it being a Hoyo game, lots of people build resources for this sort of shit. So I actually have something set up to showcase my recent pulls that don't require me to go into the in-game pull tracker shit. Yep, so let's go to exclusive Kenner. This is my pulls from the last 9-ish months. I did this, I first uploaded it like Yeshua Guang, I think. And then I like this doesn't have all my 50/50s. I think I've won a couple of 50/50s. I typically lose my 50/50s though, and I don't really get early pities as you can see here. Although I did get lucky because I do have an M1 Miyabi on my account because I got 2 in like a single 10. So maybe my S rank luck isn't actual like bottom 12% if you account for that. It's probably like still in the bottom half because I still lose most of my 50/50s, but like anyway, from the last time I did a ZZZ Omlog, I think the last time I did one was for Orphea Magus, and I did my pulls on that one. I pulled Lucia. I pulled, I pulled Lucia, lost the 50/50 to Lycon. Pulled Dylan, won that 50/50. Pulled Yashin Guang, lost the 50/50 to Rena. And I'm pulling Sunna. I lost the 50/50 to Lycon again, and it was at 78 pulls, so not exactly super lucky. My Wenjin luck is a lot better, though. If you see this, I have like I pulled 2 Flight of Fancies because they were literally right next to each other in the same 10. And that was kind of unfortunate because I wanted to save. Because this one, wait, yeah, like this was a guarantee. But this, like, I actually would have preferred this second Flight of Fancy being like literally any standard S rank Wenjin because I could get another guarantee. But I got lucky when I was pulling for Dylan's Wenjin. I won the 75-25 versus just Shunguang engine, which is good. I'm about to pull for Sunan engine as well, but like I don't know. I probably have enough pulls, but I don't want to risk it. Like right now, as you can see, I am literally 15 pulls away from hard pity, right? So I hope I win the 75-25, but I wouldn't count on it. It's like don't. It's not guaranteed if it's not 100%, you know. So with that out of the way, that's most of my pulls from the last 3 months. Although there is one character that does not show up on those pulls. For those of you who watched my last ZZ Omlog, you would realize that I did not have Sanbi. I pulled her on the exclusive rescreening channel. This is because I like Sanbi and I really like Orphe. Orphe's best team is Sambi, so I wanted to use Sambi in her best team. Also, Sambi is super duper kind of, she's like low key kind of broken and nutty now because of potential unlocks. I'm not getting that to 12. You don't need that shit at 12. I should probably level this up more because you do need her dash attack. Anyway, Orphe, dude, there's no fucking way I don't have enough. Whatever. It's fine. Anyway, Orphe, Sandby, Trigger is like a broken team. And I actually really, really like all these characters. Like, Orphe is like my second favorite Zenless Dozier character right now. She's literally right behind Ellen. I really like her design and personality, so really happy that I was able to pull for her. I like Trigger a lot. I like Sandby. So I'm really happy to have this team. So that's why I pulled for her on my exclusive rescreening, and I got her Wenjin on the exclusive rescreening as well. Also, I don't know if I could pull it up. I think you can't pull it up anymore. I pulled it up in the earlier version, but that top-up event thing, I did do all of it. I literally have every single thing you can get from the top-up event. I even have the Sanzi Studios exclusive phone wallpaper, the cosmetic. I spent I think it means you spent 150 on Zone Zero in the month of January. So like, yeah, I was a whale for last patch because I wanted to make sure I could get every character that I wanted. Like, I didn't technically need to do it. I think if I grinded out my wish events earlier, I could have gotten the pulls for Sambi Wenjin. Like, I think that was the last thing I actually needed. Also, if I didn't spend pulls trying to sack Zhao Wenjin early, I could have gotten Sambi Wenjin easier. But I decided to not bother with Zhao Wenjin and to just raw dog it with Caesar Wenjin. Not like I use Caesar anyways outside of like meme teams, so, which is unfortunate because I like Caesar. She's like my fourth favorite character, but like we need Caesar buffs eventually. Anyway, that's it for like the characters I pulled. Like I can show you my Jet Shenguang build right now. It's decent. I don't have 100% crit yet, which is kind of memes, and I think I have slightly too much crit damage and not enough attack. I should probably have 3k attack, 200 crit damage, and 50 crit rate, but like, I don't know. This looks fine. It feels fine. It still beats shit. I will probably optimize it in the future. Let me show the builds of every other character I pulled. My Sammy build's like really, really good, I'm pretty sure. I'm missing like 5 crit rate, but it's fine. I think it's just 2.4. Like, this is a dog shit disc. This is not a really good disc either. This one's fine. Like, bro, getting decent this 456 will literally be the death of me. This shit takes forever. I'm still spamming 456 in order to get better disc for these three. Also, I'm considering changing this to two-piece what is it? Two-piece Shockstar Harmony. I don't know if it's better than that. I hit 85 crit rate with this, so I'm not going to use Woodpecker, although my crit damage is like fucking bugs. I think it's fine because of Sandby passive, but I should probably double check in like a Discord or something if that's actually fine. Who else did I pull that I didn't show up? Oh, Jane. When you did the pull thing, not the pull thing, when you did the spending thing, you got a free S rank character between Bernie's, King Ye, and Jane. Even though the fact that I have Piper, I built Piper, I decided to go and pick up Jane because I really like Jane. And I've lost a 50-50 on her first original run, and I was not able to pick her up on her rerun. So I got her shit and her Wenjin. I hate building anomaly characters because this shit pisses me off. Like, what do you mean? Like, if this was like an attack this would be godlike, but this is like mid for an anomaly which pisses me off more. Also, what do you mean that I need like 3 more anomaly rolls for her passive to max out? Because you want ideally 420 anomaly proficiency because that gives her plus 600 attack. I'm like, what, 2 rolls off? It's annoying. I could run 2-piece Freedom Blues, but I think 2-piece Anomaly Mastery is like way better. I have not tested that, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to put in the calcs. Maybe I need to do more hard testing. But these are just like, this disc is like god tier. But other than that, these discs are just fine. non-masteries are
Different
pain in the
outfit,
butts to
same
build
objective.
anyway.
Let's move.
Now for pull plans. Right now, I'm still pulling for Senna. This is my guarantee, so I will pull her, and then I will pull her Wenjin. This is not a guarantee. This is 75-25, as I said earlier. Ideally, I get the Thought Bop. If I don't, it's fine. I'm not going to spend money on it if I don't get it. Then, after I pull Senna, I will get her skin. Her skin's not here. Whatever. Once I pull her, I don't want to do it too early because I feel like it's kind of stupid to do it. I will get her skin after I actually pull the character. And then, after that, I will skip I'll skip all 2.7. Originally, I was going to skip all 2.6 and 2.7 because I was originally going to save for S rank Billy and S rank Several, which is Seth's brother. I realized I didn't talk about Sissy and Several at all during my story recap, but whatever, it's fine. Whatever. But the leakers are running. The leakers are all getting shot dead in the streets, so we don't actually know. Oh, I turned off my face cam. That's cool, I guess. It doesn't really matter, but whatever. The leakers are all getting shot dead in the streets, so we don't know how, what Sissia or Promea. Like, the assumption right now is that Promea and Commander Several will be the 2.8 characters, while Sissia and Nangong Yu will be the 2.7 characters. We don't know the second 2.7 character right now. Right now, they just confirmed that Nangong Yu is 2.7 Part 1. We don't know who Part 2 is yet. It's probably going to be Sissia, but there's a non-zero chance that they change it to Promea. We don't know. I'd assume that it's Sissia since we have her splash art already, but there is a non-zero chance that they change it at the back end, especially since they are currently killing every single leaker right now. So I plan on pulling for Promea because I really like her character design. I'm pulling Senna, so she's going to be my Ether support, my Ether Veil support, right? So I figured like Promea is likely going to be a DPS. She's literally called the Executioner of Krampus. If she's like some mid support or something, I'm going to lose it. She's going to be a DPS. Ideally, she's an attacker because I like playing attackers more than I like playing Anomaly, but like whatever. I literally have like 5 build teams now. It doesn't really matter what I pull. I'm don't I, originally the plan was I was going to skip this patch and pull Yuzuha Wenjin, but I was under the assumption that they might do the exclusive rescreening theater for Yuzuha and Yishuan. They are not. They're only doing that when they run 3 characters at once. So that means there's no guarantee on getting a Yuzuha dupe, because I was slightly interested in Yuzuha M1. Now I know that's not a thing that I'm going to bother with. Like, Yuzuha M1 off the table. I'll pick it up on the next rerun for my Anomaly teams. So I'm literally, like, I'm going to finish my setup pulls. I'm going to get Thought Bop if I win the 75-25. And then I'm going to save for Pomea and 2.8. If Captain Several is gas, I will pick him up. But otherwise, I'll pass and wait for S-Rank Billy. I want to get S-Rank Billy and S-Rank Nicole when they show up. I don't want it to be like Sambi, where I decide like I lose a 50-50 and I'm like, it's fine, I'll just wait. And then I end up waiting like literally half a year. And then Sambi is like super duper broken in the meantime because her potential unlock is like the only potential unlock that's allowed to be broken. That's crazy. Whatever. Next, now that we talked about my pull plans, let's talk about endgame. Let's go Sky output real quick. Dude, I think I might have a slight cold. That's going to be super annoying tomorrow when I go to work. Outpost Archives. There is a new shield defense system that has been since the beginning of 2.5 with Yeshin Guangwu. Yeah. They changed it so that the first 4 floors are old Shiu and this is new Shiu. My hot take is that new Shiu is a piece of content that I actually like. I like new Shiu. There are some issues with it, and I do understand why people complain about Nushu, but I actually actively like Nushu, and I play it outside of when the game asks me to do it for rewards. Old Shiu, in my personal opinion, was boring as fuck. I did not like doing old Shiu. I found it really, really, really boring. I did not understand why niggas were so mad that new Shield got changed. I figured like it probably should have been changed a while ago because it was literally just a reward dispensary. If you're trying to have any fun from Shield, it was like speedrunning. If you gave like, and it wasn't even amazing for doing that either because the timer was shared between the two nodes, so you would literally be speedrunning one half of CU, and then like maybe you'd bring another team to speedrun the other half, but then it's not all that clear like how what your time is. I don't really like old CU if it's not obvious. It was fine, it wasn't bad or anything, but I thought it was not that fun as a game mode, like an end game mode, like a place where I test my skills and characters I build. Like I guess it served its purpose, but it wasn't good in my personal opinion. I like New Shiu. Like New Shiu, the score thing is actually fun. I like trying to get my score as high as possible. Like this run, I know I could definitely get 40k here, 50k here, 50k here. I wanted to wait till I got Sana for this, but like I don't like. I was originally going to pull Sana and push really hard in Shiu and DA, but I don't think that's on the cards because I lost the 50-50 for Sana. So I will literally just use Sana to like finish this one and like use Dial in to get more points over here, probably. But anyway, I like current Shiu, even though there is some issues with it. The new Shiu, this new Shield is not all that clear, and the scoring system, the way you're giving points outside of the first like minute being like a times 5 multiplier. I think the point multiplier decreases a little too fast, probably. But other than that, I think it's really good. I think the fact that it requires 3 teams is also really cool, and it makes you actually have to like grind out gear for more of your teams. I have 2,000 discs in my storage though, so I cannot be talking about gear because I have gears. I have random discs that I don't need. I still have to clear out about this because I have a lot of shit like saved for at like level 0 for in case I want to actually build a character, and I have materials and Denny's, and like oops. Like yeah, like a lot. All of these are like crit damage attack, feat and melodies for Miyabi. Like this is like I have a whole bunch of 4 rolls or broken rolls for like potential Miyabi anomaly mastery discs sitting there in my stash. So I really like Nushi. That's it. Again, the score multiplier outside of the first minute should probably be changed or slightly slowed down so it's less annoying for new players who feel like they have to burst and throw away their resources as soon as possible. But like people are wrong that it takes less skill to do this Shiu than the old Shiu. I think old Shiu was actually fucking boring as balls. This new Shiu is actually sort of engaging as a gameplay mode that's designed to test and measure your EP against other people. So I like new Shiu. Um, Yeah. Next endgame mode is DA. In my notes, it's actually Tactical Threshold Simulator or whatever, but I'm going to do DA first because it's faster. DA is DA. Although it's a lot tougher. Like this ain't no fucking playground anymore. DA used to be easy. If you had 124k, you would be like top 2%, top 1%. Like look, 124k here, 121k here, 121k here. Top 2%, top 1.5, top 1.74. I was proud as balls for these runs, bro. Nowadays, I have literally 45k across 2 stages, and that shit don't matter, bro. It's 150k, 140k or bust. If you ain't getting the 345ks, bro, like bitches don't want you no more, bro. It's tough out here. I was trying to use Tuna in order to like the issue is I don't have enough stunners. I probably should have picked King Yi from the character selector, but I like King Yi, but I don't like her as much as Jane, bro. So I decided that fuck that noise. I was good. Is this my last total rank 54? Is this? I wonder what this is. Is this like from everybody? Because that's not true. There's no way I'm 54. There's way more people with fucking like M6 shit that gets 60k on everything. Like this is not right. I don't know what it's total rank of what. I don't know. Anyway, um I was trying to push doing Wandering Hunter or playing Rupture without Dylan carrying the team is kind of ass, which is why I'm pulling for Sana to give Dylan some breathing room, because like there are attack teams that work without Dylan, like the Orphe Dream Team, but like Rupture without Dylan is kind of cringe. So, this is a decent push, I suppose. I definitely could probably kill Primordial Nightmare. I think you can kill her with Yeshengwang. If not kill her, I could definitely hit 50k, but I don't feel like bothering to do that today. It's 6:22 today. I'm probably going to draw after this. Maybe do a little bit of Melty Blood. Maybe write a little bit. I'm not playing that much video games today. If I do play video games, it's going to be Octopath Traveler 0. So I really like playing Ambi, but as you saw at the very beginning of this video, I am kind of ass at Ambi. Like, I don't know how to do the manual combos for her stun windows like at all yet. So I still have to learn that, along with learning how to actually do stun combos for Miyabi. It's kind of hard, bro. This is just me using I have Pulchra built because she was literally just a. I wanted to be able to prove to people that you didn't need a whole bunch of S ranks in order to clear content. So I literally built Pulchra for the sake of proving people wrong. But like, I have mad equipment on my account, bro. So like, does it really work? I guess like I definitely could have cleared with Yishuan Guang, no, with Yishuan, Pulchra, Pan. And this Pan skin, I really like it, but unfortunately I don't even use Pan on any of my teams anymore. Yeah, my throat's kind of congested right now. Anyway, that's it for Deadly Assault. Deadly Assault is what it is, and it's getting harder to rank in Deadly Assault because a lot of people are taking endgame more seriously, I guess, which is a good thing, I think. But like, I don't know. Threshold Simulation. This is the endgame mode that I think they're going to start resetting every 2 versions as opposed to just 1. My ranking on the last one was not that great, although it doesn't let you see. I think I have to reset it in order for me to see yeah, I think I have to obtain this one first before I'm able to see like my ranking. My ranking for last one was like top 15%. I didn't finish doing all the story things for last one, I don't think. But I did better this time because I have more characters. Like if we look at my teams, I have a fuck ton of teams, bro. I be Mr. pulling M0M1. M0W1, bro. I'm Mr. M0W1. I have Miyabi Disorder, I have Yuza Ice, I have Ellen, I have Zoo, I have Nicole built because Nicole is like free to play queen.
And I promise you'll learn big.
I have Astra Evelyn. Although I don't have Lighter Sig, I probably need to get it eventually. But I'm using Qingyi. Like, I had 240 of the A rank thing, so I used it to grab a Ice J teapot because that's pretty useful Wenjin if you don't have Lighter's Wenjin. Like, it's better than Hellfire Gears, and you don't have to do the annoying double EX on Lighter in order to max out his impact buff. So there's that, and it applies like what 20% general damage percent. That's decent. Got dual attacker. This is what I was using before Sandby. This team actually got like 40k clears versus Defiler when it came out. So like this team's not actually that bad. I think I was using Trigger with it though. Yeah, I was using Trigger instead of Lighter. But this team probably can a 30k plus Defiler. So it's not a bad team at all. Mono Ice. I can't play Mono Ice because I can't do stem rotations. But I do have a team. And I will learn eventually how to properly play Miyabi in stun. Although this Bang Boo is wrong. It has to be a Penguin Boo. Right. Vivian, Carry. This is when you use Piper to proc as many blooms as possible. She shares gear with Jane, so she doesn't have her discs on. Stun Anomaly Shell. This is for if I ever pull Alice. I decided against pulling Alice because, again, I have Jane and Piper built already. There's not really much of a need. Although it does kind of hurt me in, excuse me, my throat is like killing me. I'm yawning. It does hurt me in dealing with Miasmic Fiend because that's such a Alice shield boss thing. Like I believe Alice teams can like what 45k defiler, not defiler, Miasmic Fiend. I kind of struggled to get 40k with Jane Vivian. So this is my anomaly shell. I just swap Jane over Yanagi if I need to. Wheelchair. I don't like wheelchair. It feels kind of ass, but in case I ever needed it, like if I need like a 6 team or something, it's here. I was going to build Monato. I kind of regret leveling him up. I like Monato, but like I literally have like 0 reason to ever play him. I gave him discs, but these discs are not all that great. Some of them are. Like this one is good. This one is half decent. Like this one's bad. I didn't get M5 of his weapon though, which kind of pissed me off because I pulled for like that's not what I'm doing. What the fuck? Unlock. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't get M5 of his weapon, which pissed me off. So I just stopped building him, especially since I realized that using Yishuan in the content that was just as easy, and if not slightly easier. So I just did this as well. Like whatever.
Yeah, I guess this outfit ain't too bad.
But whatever. He's halfway built. I'll finish building him when I get excess of resources. Geshin Wong teams and then Obol Skull teams. Like I have mad teams for this sort of content now, so it's fine. I don't know how far I want to push in Threshold Simulation, and I don't know how reasonable it is to push for in Threshold because people don't really upload their clears of Threshold anymore, outside of like learning rotations for bosses when they show up again in Deadly Assault. But it's a thing I could do. I don't know if I'll ever upload Threshold Simulation as opposed to uploading DA, but again, it is an option that's there. And I think with that, we are finally finished with everything that I wanted to talk about. Actually, there is one last thing that I need to talk about before I'm done this recap video. One last thing. So, with the new 2.6 update, they completely changed Lost Void again. Because they wanted to update it, I think, 4 times a patch. Like, they updated it like every 3 or so patches, I think. So, they added Operation Matrix, which is essentially just a boss rush. It's literally just a boss rush. It has new Rizonia for you to farm. They changed how they changed the way that you do Hollow Zero shit now. There's now a reward tracker, so you can see how much shit you're missing. This is really, really helpful. This is really cool. I didn't even know I was missing like what 3 or 4 pulls, 10 pulls, just in here. That's really nice to know. It gives you a timer if it's not time. Blah blah blah. Also, you can quick complete shit. So like if like look here, I'm missing like about 9 pulls in here. You can use these things they added and obtain them in order to spend them for this. But I think you're just better off manually farming this shit. Because if I was using some of them to do the research progress, and I think I still have to like actually farm. Like if I want to finish it faster, it would be literally faster for me to just spend an hour going through and collecting all the Rizonia and making a table. There's like a guide. There's a doc on how to quickly fill out this Rizonia thing and get all your 10 pulls from here. It's kind of annoying though, but I'd probably just have to do it. Like I think with lost items, like you can see, it says I have 18 missions done, 14 are done. I quick completed a few of them. Like, see, it says I have collect 48 lost items. But you can see collect 35 lost items out of 35. So, oops. Like, and while I have 40, like, even though I have collect 48 lost items collected, I don't have this mission done. So, you're probably supposed to use like the quick complete things on like the top ones, like 48, 44, 40, 40 or whatever, and then finish all the middle ones. I didn't do it like that, so I'm kind of like pwned here because these only refresh every month. So I think you're just better off actively farming it as opposed to using the quick complete thing. Now for the new mode itself, again, just a boss rush. I think it's fun. I think it's fine actually. I kind of preferred like my personal old head opinion is that I I much preferred Wither Domain. This this is literally just my stupid opinion. I liked Withering Garden. I think TV mode was fun, and I think the way they did TV mode here was really, really, really good. I kind of miss it, honestly. Like, you can see that I did like most of my farming for this mostly done already. I miss Wither Domain, bro. I really miss it. Yeah, fuck. Anyway, I preferred Wither Domain, but the Lost Void shit, I liked I think I like Battlefront. Not it's not this. I think it's this Task Force Investigation. Yeah, I think I liked this slightly more than the Boss Rush. The the missions just gave it a lot of style, in my personal opinion. I think you're still going to do a couple runs of this in order to fully farm up your Z merits for the week, because there's a weekly cap that's harder to max out in the new Matrix mode. Although I did like the story part of the Matrix mode, because they're like, oh, a guy that you've wronged will be showing up as the final battle, and I'm like, who's that? And then it's like the Golden Bangbu Avenger essentially, and a whole bunch of training dummies, and I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was a cool story beat. Wasn't exactly like amazing, but I thought it was funny, and I laughed out loud when I hit the end. So it was fine for that, I guess. I don't know though. I don't like. I like the bosses in this game, and being able to fight them in like a boss rush is a cool idea, but I don't know why it's not hitting for me. I guess maybe it's because I'm playing too much Jishin Guang and she doesn't interact with any of the bosses, and she kind of just cheeses her way through it. Maybe if I play Sambi into the bosses, I'll like it more as like a mode to like improve at. Maybe that's the issue. Cause maybe like Jishin Guang is just too easy. I need to play a harder character into the boss rush mode to have more fun. But with that, that's finally everything. That's everything I wanted to talk about. 36 minutes of me talking about the story, and about 40 minutes of me talking about my account and the stuff I want to pull for, and my opinions on the new gameplay modes. This is a Omlog that I'm done with now. That's cool. Probably not going to do the March Omlog for Zenless Zone Zero till after 2.6 stories out. Wait, no, this is 2.6. Till after 2.7 stories out. Once we know, I'm putting my bets on Sissia being the second character that gets teased. Either I don't know if she's supposed to get teased today or tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. Um, whenever she does the keys, I expect her to be the character I'm slightly interested in pulling for in 2.7, who I will likely have to skip for Primea. But yeah. You know what? Let's take a guess. I think Sissia will be. I don't know. I think she'd be an attacker. It feels like we've gotten too many attackers recently. I have no idea what she'd be actually. Whatever. I'm done yapping. An hour's worth of yapping from me for non-melty blood is enough. For those of you who watch videos for melty blood content for whatever reason, shit, what the hell? Fuck, I forgot to open that in 10 minutes because this took so long. Oops. Anyway, for those of you who watch these videos expecting always a little bit of melty blood at the end, I don't think I'm making any more melty blood videos of the talking variety this week. I might do a live commentated VOD, but my voice is kind of hurting now, so I'll probably stay silent for the rest of the day. Although, I do owe you guys a watch through of Frosty Faustin, I believe. I kind of wanted to say that as like my 500 subscriber special, but I think at this point, maybe I should just watch it anyway and try to use it as a way to get subscribers. I don't know, I kind of want to grind YouTube and get 500 subscribers and do more with Melty Blood on YouTube, because I'm the only one doing something with it right now. But that's that, and this video's gone on a little bit too long anyway, so thank you guys for listening to my thoughts about Zenless Zone Zero, and see y'all around. Peace.